So hi everybody and welcome to this meet and greet at the KVIFF TV park here in KVIFF and of course on KVIFF TV itself. And our guests this time are the makers of the French main competition film Les Enfants Vont Bien, Out of Love, and they are namely writer-director Nathan Ambrosioni and producer Nicolas Dumont. If I could begin with you, Nathan, first let me say I absolutely adored the film. I think it's a beautiful piece of work. How did you enjoy yesterday's world premiere here in KVIFF?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting us. It was really stressful, but the audience was so nice. I don't know if you were here, but it's such a lovely audience, and they were super focused during the film, and which was scary because you can't hear a thing. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I told Camille, nobody's laughing, and she was like, it's not a funny movie, it's okay. But I loved it. I was really stressed out during the film, but at the end, I think it was nice. People understood the film, I think, and that means a lot.
But why were you stressed? You must know it's pretty bloody good.
To be honest, and it's not like to be humble or anything, I hate the film. Like I've seen it too much. We watched it and you less, but still a lot. But I watched it I edited it so a couple hundred times. So it's really hard for me to watch it over and over again, and it feels like I don't know. I just see what I hate about it, and I can't see what I love anymore about it. But seeing it with people makes me love it again. So it's nice.
And if we go back to the beginning of this whole project, where did you get the original idea, or what was the spark for the film?
It was in 2019. I went to a festival of theater in France called the Festival d'Avignon, and they were playing a theater piece about people who choose to disappear. And I got familiar with the subject, back then. It's a real thing in France. It's like a real phenomenon. You have the right to disappear, and I thought it was fascinating. And at some point, I was thinking about it a lot, but in my own head, and I called Nicolas, because we were looking for a new film to make, and I told him about this, and he was like, he has, when it's not good, he tells me all the time. He's like, I don't like it. So, but this time he was like, well, I think it's a great subject. I think it's fascinating, and he kept on talking about it to me. So I was like, okay, if it's interesting to him, maybe it's going to be interesting to other people. So I started writing it, and I don't know, I just think it's fascinating, because it's so easy to judge this kind of behavior. But when you just accept it and you just try to not understand the reason why they left, but just to understand the fact that they left and you have to live with it, I think it's really interesting in this way. So yeah.
But is it really possible to disappear in today's world, given the interconnectivity of everybody?
Your friend asked the exact same question. It's crazy. Yeah, actually it is. It seems crazy, but in France, if you choose to disappear and it's a voluntary missing, the police can't look for you. They don't have the right to, because you have the right to disappear. So without the help of the police, honestly, it's super hard to find somebody, because as an individual, if you're looking for a friend and he's not answering the phone, how do you want to find him? You can ask people, but if he went to Germany and you're in France, how are you going to meet this person? So it's quite hard. There is a few associations that helps people, but if you quit Instagram, Facebook, your phone, and your credit card, that becomes super hard to find you. If you're not looked by the police, of course.
I guess it's not a spoiler to say that the main character finds herself unexpectedly having to look after her sister's children. Did you hear about cases of that particular thing happening?
No. I wanted the film to be fictional in that way. I didn't want it to make... I did a lot of research, and I talked to cops, to social workers, to psychologists, but I wanted the film to be fictional, so I didn't want it to make a documentary or to be a case studying of what it's like to disappear, so I needed to invent something. And I knew I wanted to work with Camille, so I knew the main character had to be a 40-year-old woman. So around this, I was like, okay, if it's a 40-year-old woman, what can happen to her? Her kids, I didn't want that, but if it's her sister and it's the kid of her sister, I wanted to talk about family too. And I think it's so complex. Family it's all we have, and that's all matters. That's what, and I think every movie, in my opinion, that I want to make turns around families.
Is the film kind of saying that people are basically good? Because people help the main character, like the policeman. Yeah. You know, they don't have to, but they do.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot, because I think when I talked to people to make the film, to the cops and stuff, they were like, it's such a unique case and we can't help her. But as human beings, we would help her. We can't help her in an official way, but we would help her in a particular way and in a human way. And I thought it was beautiful. And I feel like, and it's great, we have a lot of movies about how dysfunctional it is. And it's amazing. Movies are a great way to criticize the system. But in this case, I was so touched by how human these people were. I wanted to talk about this too. I think it's important to show when it's good too. I think it's important to show when things are going okay. And it's important for movies to show that people are human too. We can do horrible movies, and it's important about how horrible human can be. But I think it's important to do movies about how great people can be too.
You mentioned already Camille Cotin, who sadly is not here. I was hoping she would be here, but she's already left the festival. Was it the case then that you already got her agreement to work with you before you wrote the film?
A moral agreement in a way, because we worked together on Tony, that Nicolas produced too, and it was amazing. She was really good, and I think she really helped us to make the film popular, because the film did really well in France, and it was because of her. She did a great job with the promotion. She gave herself to the film completely, and I thought she's an amazing actress and she's an amazing human being, and I wanted to work with her again. So I told her, I'm writing a movie for you, and she was like, okay, I will do it. She said she loved working with me, so it was great. But she had to like the script, and when she first read it, it was not that easy for her to understand this character and to understand the film, and she had a lot of questions. Look, like, she didn't do it to make me happy. She didn't do it for me. She did it because she liked the script, and it was really great to explore something else with her, because I think it's a really different kind of role and emotion that she's dealing with in the film.
And specifically, what qualities do you think she brought to that role as an actress?
She's so complex, and I think she's obviously a kind person. Like, when you look at her, even if she has this particular face in a way, because she's, I don't know, she has such a humanity inside of her, in her eyes. You can tell it's a nice person. I mean, when I look at her and when I see her in movies, it's a nice person, and I think it was really important because the character is not that nice in a way. Like, it's not that she's not nice, it's just that she's living through a lot of things. She's dealing with a breakup, and she's dealing with her sister leaving, and with these kids, and it's a lot. But because it's Camille, I think it helps her. It helps us to love her because of her.
And Nicolas, for you as the producer, when you get an actress like Camille Cotin involved in a project, does it just open all doors for you?
Yeah, it really helps for financing the movie, but the more important thing is for the promotion, you know, because Nathan now is well known in France because of the success of his previous movie, Tony en Famille, but she really helps you, you know, all the media wants Camille, and she's a good partner for it, and she loves the movie, she will defend it, and it's very, very important to have a casting such as Camille, yeah.
You've obviously brought the film here to Carlo Vivari, to the main competition. What can that mean for a film like yours, for its career, to start in a festival like Carlo Vivari?
It really helps for international sales, you know. It gives you visibility. And it gives you confidence, you know, when a screening like the one of yesterday, it gives you confidence, because when you're a French director and a French producer, it's very frightening to anticipate the reaction of a foreign, you know, a foreign audience. And yeah, we feel much more confident from now on. But I have to say that the phenomenon, the disparition, the volunteer disparition, is a worldwide phenomenon. For instance, in Japan, more than 100,000 people are vanishing each year, and they call them the vanishing people in Japan. Yeah, it's a worldwide phenomenon.
And tell me, for you as the producer, was it a smooth process making this film? Were there any particular challenges along the way?
Honestly, it's always a smooth process with Nathan. You know, a film really looks like his director. And Nathan is someone who is really humanist. You say that in English?
Yes, yes.
Humanist, nice. He does not judge people. So producing a movie directed by Nathan is really a smooth process. And we had the obligation to be smooth because he was directing two very young actors. So it was an obligation for us that the shooting had to be very smooth and kind and
And Nathan, how was it working with those children? Because they seem they're brilliant in it.
It was amazing. It was quite hard to find them. We saw like 300 kids, but when we met them, it was obvious. And Margot in the movie, Nina, she was only 5 when we met her, and Gaspar was 11, Manoa. And on set, it was so cool. I mean, like Nicolas said, it was super important to make it safe for them and to separate fiction from reality, because I didn't want them to feel like they lost their mom. It's such an intense film for them. So everything was a play, and everything was not funny, but it was fun to do for them. Like the scene where they sing their mom's call and they throw the phone on the floor, they were just super happy to throw a phone on the floor. It was not like they were not projecting themselves into losing their mom. It was like just projecting themselves into throwing something on the floor. And it's really helped the process. And yeah, they understood everything. Honestly, I just talked to them and I told them direction. Obviously, I used easy words for them to understand, but they were they wanted to be great. They wanted to make the film. They really liked making the film. They thought it was great to be with adults. They really liked it, of course. And yeah, when I was directing them, I was just saying the word with them. So I was saying how I wanted them to say it. I was saying the words, and they were just imitating me because they have a great musical here. So it was super easy.
And I have to say that there is a very strict legislation in France concerning shooting with children. So you can only shoot 3 hours a day. So, you know, the concentration of the children is just for 3 hours. So, yeah.
Getting back to the adults, Camille Cotin wasn't the only female adult star in the film. Could you tell us about the other actors you cast?
Yeah, we casted Monia Choukri, which is a Québécois actress and director. She did Sam comme Sylvain, Simple as Sylvain, and she's amazing. She's a great director, and I really liked her film, and that's why we casted her in a way, because she's a great actress, but she's not that known in French for an actress. But when I saw a movie, I was like, it's so good, I want to work with this person. And she was so nice, and I think she really helped Nicole, and she really helped the film because she has this easy way about her. She seems so lovely, and she's so kind, and it was super important for the film. And Juliette Armanet, she's a really famous French singer. I don't think she's famous here, but she's really famous in France. And it was really nice to have her as these glimpses in the film. And she was so curious because she's not an actress, and she wanted to do great, and she was so nice. And Koreeda, which is one of my favorite directors, in pretty much all of his films, he hires a singer, a famous female singer in Japan. And I thought that if he could do it, I wanted to do it too. Wow, so that's what inspired me.
It's fantastic. I also wanted to ask you about the visual style you were going for. I mean, what was on your mood board before you started shooting?
Well, Koreeda's movies, Edward Young movie, Kenneth Lonergan's movies too, Miyazaki's film. I love Miyazaki's movies, and I think his directing is so good. Even if it's animated film, like the way he composed a frame is so good, and I wanted the camera to be still, and an animated movie is a still camera in a way. So yeah, and I also, I mean, just like Graves of the Firefly, which is not a Miyazaki movie, but it was a big inspiration for the sister-brother relationship and how sad it can be. But yeah, and it was mostly brown and gray image. I wanted the film to be only three color, which is blue, brown and gray, and black. But yeah, we really composed every frame around only three colors at a time, and the only red thing belongs to Suzanne, which is the scarf at the end. And it was really important for me to the film that looked composed. I wanted the film to look constant in a way. So yeah, we thought about it a lot.
Is it the case that you made your first movie at the age of 18, or it came out when you were 18? How does a teenager make a feature film?
I was really lucky. I had great person around me. I'm not from this industry because my parents doesn't do this at all. But I started making film with my friends when I was 12 years old, and it was super small film without budget, and it was just film with friends. But it was all movies, and we had so much fun making them, and I learned so much making movies with them. So yeah, I'm making movies since I'm 12, so it's been more than 13 years old. So I'm just. I can't do anything else. So it's just, I love movies so much, and I wanted to direct one so much. I called every production company in Paris, and I harassed them since once accepted it, and one accepted it. And, yeah.
But does that mean you didn't go to film school?
No, because we financed my first film during my last year of high school. So it was like, my first film was my school. And then my second one was another school, and then my third one was another one. I have still a lot of things to learn, but it's okay because I'm 25. So,
one final question about Out of Love. What for you is the ultimate message of the film, if there is a message?
I don't know if I wanted the film to have a particular message or to say something about Suzanne, but I wanted the film to feel safe, and I wanted the film to not judge characters. I think it's important to make movies that find empathy with his characters. For Suzanne, for Jeanne, for the kids, I think the most important for me is that people live without judging Suzanne. And it doesn't mean that you understand her. It's okay if you don't understand what she's doing. But it would be amazing if you leave the film as an audience and just... I don't know if accept is the word, but just feel okay for those kids and for Jeanne, and accept that behaviors that we don't understand are part of human behavior. And yeah, but it's a film about resilience in a way too, and how do you accept what you shouldn't accept in normal situation, and how do you live with people missing, and how do you construct a family with missing pieces? And it can be beautiful in a way. It doesn't have to be horrible.
Well, good luck with the film, and good luck, of course, here in KVIFF.
Thank you so much.
Nicolas Dumont and Nathan Ambrosioni, thank you very much, everybody. Please give them a nice round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your words.
Thank you.